All right, I'm going to do the ratchet stop. This is the first of the second level onshape things that we're going to do. This one here, you'll notice it's basically just one sketch that's extruded, but it's got this curve that kind of goes all the way around and then some angles here. So I'm going to go over how to do that using the tangent command. Also, as a note, these are all decimals. This is a very, very small part. All right, so so I got onshape open. And I'm going to kind of drop this side by side here. So I'm going to do this on my front view, even though it's slightly turned to the right. It's just kind of to help see this back corner over here. So I'm still going to just use my front view for that. I'm going to set my origin point where normally we kind of like drop a corner or whatever, but I'm going to use the circle for that. So I'm going to take my sketch point here, and I'm going to use my circle command like this. And one of the things that I can do is I can type in, but if I type 0.1875, you notice there's an R in front of it. And on mine here, I have that little circle with a line through it. The R represents a radius. So anytime a arc is shown that is not a complete circle, it's going to be dimensioned as a radius. When I draw a circle, it's giving me the diameter. So there's a relationship there. It's right. The diameter is twice the radius. So what I can do here is I can say that this is, I can click this in place, and I can say that this is 2 times the little asterisk, 1.875. All right. And that'll make it twice the radius or the diameter here, right? So again, 0.1875 is a radius of a circle that has a diameter of 0.375. Okay. So that starts off there. Now I notice that I have 2 other arcs, right? I have a radius here and a radius here. So I'm going to use my 3-point arc command, and I'm just going to start one up here. It ends sort of over there and looks kind of like that. And notice that I've kind of exaggerated it a little bit, and that's going to help me when I do my tangent command. All right, I have another one that starts kind of down here-ish and sort of out here and has radius looks like that. And then those 2 things are connected by a straight line that has an angle off this. We'll get that here in a second. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to D for dimension. I'm going to set my radius. So this is a radius of 0.56. All right, and it's okay that it looks goofy right now. It's not a big deal. This one has a radius of 0.34. Okay, if it really bugs you out, you can just kind of escape, and you can sort of try to make it, go back to what it looked like. And I can tell you that it's probably not going to. All right, so that's okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to add in my constraints here. All right, and if you're full screen, you'll see them all. This is my tangent constraint, right? The circle with a line. Okay, so here we've got my tangent constraint, and I'm going to make this arc tangent to that circle. This circle tangent to that arc. Looking a little bit better. Still not quite there. And a lot of that's because where these center points are, right? And we'll notice there's no dimensions on the center point. So there must be something else, and it's all going to be relative kind of to this end over here. So next thing I'm going to do is dimension this point. So this point is 0.57 from the middle. So here to here is 0.57. And then it's up from the center point, 0.125. Okay, starting to look a little bit better. All right, notice that my arc, it's really starting to come together now a little bit here. Okay, and so the last bit I have is this line. So this line here is a dimension of 0.16. Okay, a lot closer now. And then the last thing that I need to do is I need to get this angle in here. So in order to get this angle, I have a 40-degree line, right, or that 40-degree angle from this extension line that comes off the end. Well, I can't use this as a reference. So I'm going to create a construction line. All right, construction line is a line that you use to help make constructions, but it's not seen when we extrude. So I'm going to hit line, okay, and then I'm going to expand out here, okay. All right, and then I have my construction line. My construction line looks like this, okay, or the button. Okay, so we'll bring this back over. And now I've got a line that's a construction line. I'm going to draw it straight out, right? That little horizontal line tells me that line is going to be horizontal. I don't have to give it any measurements or anything like that because I'm not really worried about how long it is, right? It doesn't really matter. It could go that way, okay? So I'm not going to worry about that. And then D for dimension. And then here, this is 40 degrees. And we'll notice that now once I've put all those in place, everything's black, the whole object is gray, and I can extrude that object, right? And it has a depth of 0.125. And that is the ratchet stop. So if you are going to design something where you want to have a nice smooth curve, but maybe it's not completely a circle or an arc, right? Some arcs with tangent in there gives me a smooth surface. Even though I see a little line here and a little line there, if I look straight on, you can tell that this is a nice smooth curve that goes all the way through. And it'll print as that, right? So that's the ratchet stop.